Hello there, I'm the student, and in this video I'm going to show you a very nice little trick if you play inside the HRE as a non-electorate nation. And I'm going to show you how, as a non-electorate HRE member, you can actually gain insane amounts of money with just a little investment in the first place. And trust me, it will be the best investment you've ever heard of. Okay, so you can see right now I'm playing as Münster in this Iron Man game. As you can see, achievements available, all that stuff. So I just want to show you how it is possible to do that legit without any, talking about how easy it is. You can see it is very easy right now, what I'm going to do. So yeah, you can already see I played around 50 years and yeah, I just expanded a little bit, actually quite well, as you can see right here, and I did several, countless wars for show strength actually, which is of course one of the best things by starting as a weak nation. You can just show strength on your rivals and then you get new rivals as you grow, and you can do the same thing again and again and again. And yeah, as such, you can see I'm very far ahead in the technologies. I have both of my ideas almost filled out and so on. So yeah, my country is in a pretty good shape. And then there's of course one more thing that you probably noticed by now already, which is that I have almost 7,000 ducats in my treasury. Now you see, in terms of my income, I've managed to get my income up to 32 point something, right, of total income. And a lot of that is coming from war reparations, and that is actually a thing that I had throughout the entire game, because whenever you do show strength wars, then all of the allied nations, you can piece all of these allied nations out for full money and war reps, right? So war reparations was really a big part of my income. And then of course, whenever it was possible, I was selling titles. So you can see right now at my current income of 30 ducats, every time I sell, which is possible every 10 years basically, if you count the seized land as a direct counter, even every 5 years if you decide to conquer stuff and gain crown through that actually. But yeah, you can see every time I do that, I gain 860 ducats right now. Okay, before that it was like 500, 600 ducats with a lower income. But I think you get the point on how you are able to have such a high treasury by just 50 years of playing the game. Okay, even as a very small nation. I mean, I start off as a 3-province miner over here with not that great provinces, let's be honest. So yeah, that is just what I wanted to show you, that this is not that difficult to get a huge amount of treasury. And I was building buildings in the meantime. So you can see like churches, some workshops, some marketplaces and such. All I want to say right now is that it is very possible to get 6,000 ducats in 50 years, even as a small HRE country, while still playing the game normally. And that is exactly what you need for the investment I told you in the beginning. If you want a high reward, you need a high investment for that, okay? And that is actually 6,000 ducats. Now you see, there is a special decision in the HRE that if you have an elector subject, you can purchase the electorate from Austria or from the current emperor, okay? Now you can see right now I have my little Cologne March over here as an electorate subject, and I already have 6,000 ducats in my treasury, which is of course while not running any loans or corruption. That's really important. That I can now actually purchase the electorate from Austria. Now, the only thing that is really difficult in that is that it needs to be that you need to have a positive opinion with Austria. So if you play next to them and rival them or something, then you need to fight a war first to let them unrival you, so that you get above 0 relations. Now, otherwise, you want to fight a war against Austria anyways to get their war reparations, okay? So you can see right now I'm getting almost 3 ducats from war reparations from Austria. Now, even though I'm super far away from Austria, I actually got a claim on Sundgau over here via my missions, but it doesn't really matter because you will always have a CB on Austria, which is the claim electorate CB. Whenever you have an electorate subject, you can actually claim the electorate via war from Austria. So the only thing that you really need to do is at some point fight one little war against Austria and only take war reps. Okay, war reparations, that's all. Now, what that means is, of course, that you not only get 10% of their income, but also 10% of every single event that they get money from. Now, what happens is, if I purchase the electorate from Austria, then I'll pay 6,000 ducats to Austria. Now that works via an event. So what you could do is you can actually ask Austria for the electorate. There we go. Now you can see there is an event open for me right now that lets me lose 6,000 ducats. Now the same actually happens also for the Austria AI. So they right now got the same event just with getting 6,000 ducats. Now what that means is, as I get war reparations, I will get, after I let a month tick by, I will of course get 10% of that money that they gained from that event as income on my own. Okay, so you can see I paid them 6,000 ducats. And they got 6,000 ducats through the event, and therefore now they are paying me 600 ducats in war reparations. Of course, only for that 1 month, right? But now comes the interesting part. Now that I have a huge total income, even if it's just for 1 month, right? It doesn't matter. For this month, the game thinks that I have an insane income. Now, what that also means is that several interactions that are based on your total income basically also increase dramatically. So for example, what you can see is if I sell titles now, I will gain almost 17,000 ducats. And of course, on top of that, I also got the 600 ducats from Austria already in my treasury, okay? Now, so that means that I got 10% back immediately, and now with selling titles, I will get an additional 17,000 ducats back from this event. Now I can of course seize land afterwards and just develop it back to 10 if I wish, but now you can see I have 24,000 ducats in my treasury. Of course, I still need to pay the 6,000 to Austria, which I can do right now. But keep in mind that you're not doing that for nothing. You also become the elector of the HRE, which is pretty interesting because that also means, let me just click that right here, that I can, for example, become a kingdom right now. There we go. And with all that done, as you can see, with the investment that I did of saving up 6,000 ducats, what I got in return is I got 3 times as much money after paying Austria off. So I have right now 3 times the money that I had before, 18,000 ducats to work with, and I am an elector of the HRE. And yeah, I really think this is a really underrated mechanic that not really many people use, and a really neat trick that you can do with that mechanic. And yeah, of course, with 18,000 ducats, honestly, I can do whatever I want, right? I can build manufactories wherever I want. I can build whatever building I want to build. Like 18,000 is an insane amount of money in, you know, to have before 1500, as you can see. So I really think that people should start using this trick at all, or at least more often. But anyways, this is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video and the little trick that I showed off, and we are going to see, as always, on another Monday.